Hello friends, welcome back to part 13 of our walkthrough of Spaced Out in Oxygen Not Included. Let's just get straight to what we were talking about last time. Our objective here is to eventually get solar panels, which we are close to, but we need to get a new type of research, which is this applied sciences research. So let's start getting that. I'm just going to start researching this so that at least the other parts will be ready. Don't know how far we're going to get in this. We actually need two things. We need the solar panels. We also will need a glass forge. So we're going to grab that as well right after. But we need the terminal, or the station, I guess, to allow us to get the right type of research. The station's going to be this. Where is it? Well, it's obviously in stations, right where it says that. Materials Study Terminal. This is going to require Radbolts, and Radbolts are something that is new to to Spaced Out. So I'm just going to put this right here, and I'm going to close off this side. The reason why... Oh, by the way, we can get rid of this. I don't know why this is still closed off. The reason why is Radbolts are going to be something that are going to be needed to power this thing, but if your duplicates get hit by it, sometimes it can just straight up incapacitate them. So I don't want to do that. I want to keep them safe and not be hurt. So let's set up something pretty simple to generate radiation for us. We haven't talked about this tab yet, and there's a way that I like to do this, but there's also a way you can do this if you don't have the right tools here. So, ideally... Who's trapped? What's going on? He'll get out of there. I guess I could just do this to get him out. I should probably do a video at some point of, like, how to get dupes not stuck anymore. Doing a backward shot here. Nails is not a very good example of this. What do you do? Nails, stop. Stop it, okay? Stop. Get out of there. Okay, whatever. Nails will get out of there eventually. Anyway... Thanks for the great time. I appreciate that. Alright, anyway. Let's get our radiation research done. So I'm going to move this transformer out of the way. I still want it, but I want to get it out of the way because we're going to need a little bit of space to generate some Radbolts. The best tool for this that's going to be available at this stage of the game is going to be these Weezeworts. We are going to basically domesticate a couple of them. And they're going to require phosphorite in order to grow correctly. So I'm going to grab that. There's also another seed out there somewhere that I remember. We're like massively losing power because I've disconnected this right now. Whoops. Jeez. We do have another wart seed already. So if you just look for this wart. There we go. We've got one. So I'm going to set up a thing down here at the bottom that is going to be for generating radiation using those Weezeworts. So let's just start building this out really quick. I think I want to get all this stuff out of the way. This is kind of an annoying spot for this heavy watt wire, but we can still work with it. Just going to set it up like this really quick. Man, this has not been smooth at all. Since I don't have the right research for it yet, we don't have plastic. For right now, I'm just going to cut a hole in the floor and kind of just leave it open like this, because this is where the Radbolts are going to fly up to. So Radbolts are basically like these, I guess, shocks of like radiation or whatever. This is something that we're going to need to generate, and you're going to generate it best, at least at this phase of the game, with a Radbolt generator like this. So we need to create some space here, and I want to create enough space to have at least 4 Weezeworts eventually. I only have 2 seeds, but at least we can space it out for 4, so... I swear I don't mean to say that every time, but I do. So, I don't know. Jeez. This video is a train wreck, but we're just gonna keep going with it. I'm gonna create a lead wall right here. It's not the worst case if your duplicates are exposed to a little bit of radiation every once in a while, but I'm effectively blocking off this whole area for my duplicates to route through, because I don't want them to be messing around with this radiation if we don't have to. Now we can plant our wart seeds. We've got 2 of them. We'll just plant them like this, 1 on either side. And when your Weezeworts are creating radiation, they kind of just create it in a circle around this area. And then this Radbolt generator is going to capture that radiation and turn it into Radbolts when it gets enough. We're also going to need to bounce these Radbolts up to the right spot. So the spot that you can see here is this circle. But we can't just have it go straight through the ground or anything. So I'm going to have it bounce to the left, and then bounce up again here, and then into the machine. We will come up with a little bit better way to do this eventually. But yeah, we'll get there. For now, we're just going to bounce it off the things that need to be bounced off of. So we need to redirect the direction of these really quickly. All right, shipping. Let's get a auto sweeper in the area. And then I also want to get a conveyor loader and a conveyor chute. This is standard shipping stuff. Anytime you're going to be doing any shipping, you want that combination of 3 things. I'm also going to... I need to move this wire a little bit. I do kind of want this on a heavy watt wire because these are going to take up a lot of energy. And because this is just for research, you don't need a lot of these all in one area because you're eventually going to get the research. Like, the time to get the research is really not that big of a deal, so I'm not that worried. Where's this going? Okay, this is the coal line. Well, we need one to go back to the beginning, so let's send it... No, let's go around the other way. And then we will need to send phosphorite. But anyway, these are gonna take a lot of energy, so I'd really like to have them on heavy watt wire if I can. So I'm gonna disconnect this, and I'm gonna build it up just a little bit higher so that we can. Let me get rid of this. This wiring is so awkward. I'm gonna build it up just a little bit so that I can lock the door so my duplicants don't walk in here and feed these Weezeworts. I'd rather have this auto sweeper feed the Weezeworts if I can. By the way, we're already gathering energy here. There's a couple of other things that we need to do with this, though. So first, we need to obviously hook this up to power so that it can work. This is going to be in such a weird spot. Sorry, this build is really goofy. So we need to hook it up to energy, but also I don't really want to generate any more radiation if this is already full. So there is automation on this, and I don't want everything to keep going if that's the case. So if we hover over this, it says green signal when the Radbolt storage is full. I want things to stop working when the Radbolt storage is full. So I'm just going to do this, put it on a NOT gate, face it downward like that. And then this is just going to lead into my auto sweeper and into the Radbolt generator. This is going to deprive my Weezeworts from being fed phosphorite, which will mean that they will stop working, which is fine. And then, what is going on here? Oh, the power's all disconnected. Jeez. It'll stop feeding this thing radiation, and this will also turn off, so it'll stop consuming power if this is full. So pretty simple automation setup for that to get that going. So set up a door here. The radiation here isn't going to be great, but there's not really any reason for duplicants to want to route around here, so I'm not that worried. Then I'll put this door on some automation, just a basic signal switch. Let's make sure that these are all facing the right way. So you can change the direction that these things will shoot, and you can kind of see the head changing when I do that. This one just needs to shoot up. This one needs to shoot to the right. So now the Radbolt should bounce from here to there to here and into the machine. I'm actually not liking this positioning as much because if it shoots past it, it's going to hit something over here. I'd rather have it shoot down. So let me redo this really quick. You can see all the radiation that's being generated by these Weezeworts right now. It's not awful, but it's also not great. Do we have enough hatches here? Yeah, I'm just going to kill these. Everything in here needs to leave. Get out. There. And the stuff that I want to ship back, by the way, is going to be everything except for phosphorite. So we're just going to uncheck that. Alright, we're losing a little bit of radiation here, only because our automation is getting all hooked up. Oh, nice. You're stuck. This is the least smooth walkthrough video ever. We're going to get this done, though. Fear not. Hook this up to power. We need this to face down. So now the path is going to be... Show this? Yeah, it's going to be to the left, into here, up, into there, and then back down. So if the Radbolt misses, it's just going to hit the ground instead of flying across and potentially hitting a dupe. So that'll be a little bit of a better setup for this. Okay, we need to also ship our phosphorite down here, so let's get that. Where's the coal going? Okay, this is probably fine to do here then. So this is just going to be for phosphorite. We'll just run the line straight down here into the drop-off, and all the phosphorite's going to fall on the ground. And we should have plenty of phosphorite. This is why I recommend the phosphorite instead, because you're not really going to use it for very much other than this purpose. If you do not have wart seeds, you can use the radiation lamp, which is going to require uranium ore. You usually should have some to start off with, but if you have the warts, I'd really rather use those because they're basically free. Like, the phosphorite's not going to be used for anything else, so we might as well use it for that. Alright, let's give my duplicant some time once again to build out this conveyor rail. Should only be like half or quarter of a cycle or something like that, and I'll be right back to finish this off. Oh boy, what a struggle. Okay, everything's all built up. Let's get this going. So it's basically already running because we have power. The automation that's being sent from this is basically saying, hey, I'm not full of Radbolts, so turn all the things on that are going to give me more Radbolts. We need to start sending our phosphorite down, which I cannot stress enough. This is very important to get your shipping stuff set up so that you can be constantly sending stuff back to the center of your base, because it makes builds like this really easy later on. We close the door here, so our duplicants are basically not allowed to route through here, and when somebody needs to come up here and do more research, they're just going to run to kind of close by. Another loose hatch. Get it out of here. So the duplicant's just basically going to stand right here, and then if we get Radbolts, they're just going to kind of shoot in there. I really want to just hang out and show you the Radbolts if you've never seen this before, because this is a totally unique thing to Spaced Out. Let me actually check this. I've never looked. Oh, we could get a little bit quicker radiation right in this tile, but that's a little bit lower. Well, I mean, I don't really care that much. If you do, you can move it down. I have to imagine you'd probably raise this by like 5–10% at the most. So, I don't know. Whatever. I'm just going to leave it like that. Let's be suboptimal. How about that? Alright, there's only so much I can do to entertain you while this is going on, so we're going to have this ready to shoot here in just a second. As soon as it goes in here, a duplicant will come over and we'll start getting some more of this research. The next thing I'm going to want to do, I guess I might as well do this in the scope of this video too, it's just to set up a glass forge. We've talked about this before in the base game walkthrough. And by the way, if you're jumping straight into Spaced Out, it's just going to be harder than the base game, but hopefully that the walkthrough will give you enough information to get through it okay. But a lot of this stuff has a little bit more context in the base game, so you can see our Radbolts are getting up there, about ready to shoot. Come on. Alright, so we should see the bounce come up. It should bounce up here, up there, and then into the machine. There you go. So a duplicant should now be ready to come use this. So here's Harold right on time. Just going to be using this and generating some materials research. So now we can get into our solar panels, into our glass forge. Oh wait, we don't even have the research for a glass forge. That's why I can't build it right now. Okay, whatever. This video was a mess, but hopefully it gave you the information that you could use as far as generating Radbolts pretty easily. And with a resource you're not really going to be doing anything else with. So thanks for watching. I'll be back with the next part really quickly when we set up our glass forge and start getting our suits up and start getting out into space to start getting solar power. So thanks for watching. Okay, bye.